Now, I've been recently doing some upgrades to my equipment. My camera is fine. I don't think I'll ever have to upgrade my camera. It shoots 4K, it shoots slow-mo video. I'm good with that. But my lighting clearly has changed in the last little bit, and the next thing that goes is my audio. I've used a Rode microphone for probably the last 2 years of videos I've made. I've tried a lavalier before that, and then I had a really cheap shotgun mic that broke and produced horrible hissing background noise. That one lasted about 3 weeks before I tossed it because it was just terrible. But I found myself needing to be on the road a little bit more, being mobile, should I say. So I went through and found the absolute cheapest wireless, kind of easy to go connection that I could find, and that's the Rode Wireless Go. It comes in two pieces. You have the receiver and you have the transmitter. The transmitter has the kind of built-in microphone on it and a spot for a lav mic to plug in. And then you have the receiver, which gets plugged into the camera. These little clips here fit right in the hot shoes, so they're perfect size. And then I can also just kind of put it into a shirt pocket, plug it in. It's nice and inconspicuous. You never know it's really there if you're not looking for it. Or I can plug it in up here, and the audio is getting picked up right here and going directly into wirelessly through the camera. So it's really nice. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that setup from my current system, and we'll see if there's any difference in sound, and I'll move it around a couple places and see if it changes anything. The only real instructions out of the box is the lid. It tells you to turn on the transmitter, hook it up to your shirt, turn on the receiver, and hook it up to your camera. It really is that simple. So I have the Rode Wireless Go on. This is what I have been using. You can see it's a pretty big microphone. And by size, I mean, compared to what I have on, it's big, but it's really not a big deal. It has a shock mount, which this obviously doesn't have because it just belt clips on or pocket clips on wherever you need it to be. But this is a sound check for seeing what it looks like in my shirt pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and move it up here and see what it sounds like with that. And then I'll grab my old lav and see if it sounds any different with that as well. So now I've moved it up to pretty close to me. It looks a little funky on my shirt. It's a little larger than I'd like as far as this goes. So I think I'm probably going to use a lav with this thing, but hopefully you can see a difference in audio quality between the two spots. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe it's very slight, maybe it's a lot. I don't know. I'll find out in post what's going on. So this is me in post. I'm using my Blue Yeti microphone, and I actually like it on the shirt pocket more than I do up higher. It's a little bit more directional when it's up higher, and I kind of like the shirt. I think it gets a little more bassy. I feel a little bit more full when I'm talking there. I don't know if that's a function of it being too close or if it's a function of the sound pickup, but I definitely like it in the shirt pocket better than up higher. But I do know that this thing, when you go ahead and boost the audio a bit, there's it gets a little tinny in the background. There's a little bit of a slight hiss. Especially now with my new light that I have, which I'll do a video on a little bit later. It has a fan inside of it, so there's a fan noise, and this does a relatively good job of getting rid of it, but I do have to go in and post and just knock it down a little bit. I'm hoping that this, with the separation that it provides, as long as the local kind of sound, that it will go through and totally eliminate that editing process. Not that it takes long, but again, every step that you do matters a little bit. So we'll see how this one sounds. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hook up my lav. This thing's really nice. It's from, I don't actually know who it's from. It says, it has a logo I can't read on it, so it doesn't matter. I'll put a link if I find it through my Amazon purchase history. But essentially here, there's a battery connection, so it is a powered mic if you need to have that boost. But this thing takes care of that automatically. It knows if you have something that has power, it knows if it doesn't have something power, and adjusts the audio levels automatically, which is awesome. It's just a simple lav, and it has a stupidly long cord. Like, this thing's ridiculous. I used a headphone thing that I have for my Sennheisers to go through and kind of coil that up because I really only need about that much. So it's going to get noisy here for a sec, but I'm going to go plug this in, and then we'll see what we get from there. So as I said, this thing was powered, and it was not working when I had it powered off. Off camera, I went ahead and shut the whole system down. I plugged it back in and didn't work. But then I turned the power on and this thing started working again. So hopefully you can see the difference in sound qualities between having it down a little lower, up higher, and then with a relatively cheap lav. I think this whole system was like 35 bucks. Way cheaper than this thing. This is $200. But the point of this is that it gives a lot of flexibility and a lot of ease. I can remove myself from the sound source that's causing with my light, but also as me as a teacher, now I can go through, I can have this set up on me, and then I can record wirelessly to my phone, to my iPad, to my computer, whatever I need to do. I can now record my lessons with sound while I'm recording my screen. So I have screen recording software on my school computer. I can go through, I can give a lesson, and now I'm not tied down to what I used to be where I had to have the microphone right with me. This is a relatively expensive solution for that problem, but again, it's a quality product. I do like Rode. I've used them many times in the past for certain things, and I've just had good success with their products. Are they the end-all be-all? Are there other options out there? Absolutely. But the build quality on this, I really like. I really like that I can wirelessly have everything. And again, I'm not going through real far. I'm going to be probably max 30 feet in my classroom from the board to the computer or something like that. And this is just a really good solution for that. Other ones I've tried in the past cut out, especially if you wave in front of them where it's not direct line of sight. This one seems, from what I can see so far, within the 30 feet range, it's not a problem. You get a little farther than that, line of sight becomes an issue, but for everything else, I'm pretty happy with it. So again, I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not somebody who's going through and trying to do high quality, super professional things, but I do want things that work easily, work quickly, and are flexible enough to work the way I want. So now I can record my screen at school. If I wanted to, I could bring in my cell phone and do the same thing, but I have a wireless solution. I could set something up on a tripod real quick, real easy, plug this in with an adapter, and boom, I have a wireless solution. And even I could go in and give a PowerPoint on Google Slides. It has live speech to text translation on there now, so I can go through, start speaking on this, and it will automatically start displaying the text on the screen. It's phenomenal, should help my English language learners and just anybody who doesn't want to listen to my voice, they can read it instead. So I'm excited for this thing. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm excited to really kind of experiment with it a little bit more and see what it can do. All right, that's what I have. I'll see you next time.